Welcome back to the session, right. So, in today's session we will discuss about the state transition matrix, right. So, before that we had seen the basics of representation of state variables or state space model. Okay. So, last time we had seen the classic CCF, that is a controllable canonical form, we had seen the OCF, observable canonical form, then we had seen the cascade form, then we had seen the parallel method to represent the state space variable. Okay. So, today we will start with the example of the state space variable. Okay. We had that we discussed in the last time in the parallel method. We will take an example to understand how to model it and what is the basic importance of parallel method we will see in today's lecture. Then we will discuss about the relationship between the state transition matrix and transfer function. Then we will discuss about the state transition matrix. We will see the basic properties of state transition matrix, and then we will look for one more example based on state transition matrix. So, we are starting with the example of parallel method. Okay. So, if you remember last time we had derived this matrix, that this is the A state vector derivative of state vector matrix, that is x dot, okay, and this is the A matrix, and if you observe the A matrix, it consists of all the minus of, you can say, A 1 minus A 2 minus A n. These are the basic diagonal element which are coming from these equations. Okay. So, whenever we solve the problem like this, so these parameters basically are the poles of the system. So, with the help of this example we would like to see, right. So, here this transfer function is given y s over u s equal to 1 over x square plus 5 s plus 6. Okay. So, what is the step 1 to solve this type of numerical? We need to convert this transfer function into a factored form. Okay. So, I will convert this transfer function into factored form via this simple arrangement is here. Okay. So, this will come, and with the help of partial fraction we need to separate out these two expression. So, here y s over u of s can be written as I can assume the numerator part would be k. So, k 1 I am using one constant over s plus 2 plus k 2 as a variable, it may be for this s plus 3. Okay. And then I can further simplify it. So, y of s is equal to k 1 upon s plus 2 multiplied by u of s, where u of s my input, plus k 2 over s plus 3 multiplied by u of s, right. So, this expression will come. So, what we need to obtain? We need to obtain here state space model. It means we need to calculate A matrix, B matrix, C matrix, where A is the state matrix, B is the input matrix, and C is the output matrix, right. So, we discussed all this thing in the last lecture. So, here you can see one expression of u of s is coming here, u of s is coming here. It means this equation is going to give us the B matrix. Okay. And if you like to see what would be my output matrix C, so output matrix C will come from this expression, right. What would be the value of this? So, output matrix C value would be given by k 1 and k 2. Okay. In the same way, if I would like to see what about my input matrix, so here u of s I am assume the coefficient is 1, the coefficient is 1, it means my input matrix will contain two element of coefficient 1. So, basically it would be given by this would be my B matrix. Okay. So, what would be the order and what would be the, you can say, the number of state vector and order? It will depends on the order of this equation. So, here two element, you can say s square is here, it means we need to define here two state variable, one is x 1 dot, second is x 2 dot, right. So, this would be the derivative of the state variable. Corresponding to that, the A matrix order would be 2 cross 2 n cross n. What would be the order of B matrix? It is, if you remember, n cross m, it means 2 input and 1 output. What would be the order of C matrix? P cross n, where P is the number of output. Here in this case number of output is 1. So, p value is 1, n is the number of state variable depending on this order is 2, order is 1 cross 2. So, that is why this matrix order is 1 cross 2, this matrix input order is 2 cross 1, and then we have to evaluate the order of we have to evaluate the A matrix. Okay. So, A matrix basically would be given by the roots of this expression. Okay. So, here the A matrix, you can say if you solve this expression using partial fraction, then y of s over u of s equal to 1 over s plus 2 minus 1 over s plus 3, this type of expression will come. Okay. So, now what would be the elements of this A matrix? So, here you need to find the expression is s equal to minus 2, and from here s is equal to minus 3. So, the A matrix element would be given by 1 would be minus 2, 0, 0, second would be minus 3. So, here what we are getting basically the poles of this expression, they are coming in the diagonal element of A matrix. So, if you remember the previous matrix that we are getting the only diagonal element in the A matrix, basically these are the poles, right. So, this parallel method can be used to estimate the stability of the system, right, because here pole location is lying in the left half of S plane. So, we can say my system is stable. If this pole location lying in the right half plane, then we can say my system would be unstable. So, this stability condition we will discuss in unit 4. Okay. So, this parallel method basically used to estimate the stability of the state vectors, right. So, in this way we obtain the A matrix, B and C matrix. And what would be the value of this C matrix K 1 K 2? Here K 1 coefficient is coming 1 and minus 1. The C matrix would be given by 1 and minus 1 of order 1 cross 2, that is it. Okay. So, in this way we can represent the parallel method with the help of this model. Now, we will look for the next topic, that is the relationship between the state equation and transfer function. Okay. So, for that purpose we need to consider these two equation. Equation 1 is state equation, equation 2 is output equation as we discussed in the previous lecture. So, to determine the relation we need to take the Laplace transform of above these two equation. So, for easiness in calculation I am assuming this is the equation number 1 and this one is equation number 2. So, Laplace transform, if I take x dot means derivative of x, so it can be written as x dot x s, it is a of x s, b of u s. Okay. In the same way this equation y, if we solve it, so s of x s minus a of x s equal to b of x s, basically just a little bit mathematics. So, here s is a constant parameter. If I take common x of s from here, you can say s of x s is written minus a of x of s. Okay. So, if I take common x of s, what I will get s minus a. So, what is a? A is here a matrix, but what is s? S is here a complex frequency, you can say s equal to sigma plus j omega, a complex number is here, right. So, this is a, you can say a constant, because here if I assume sigma and omega is constant, this variable s would be constant and where a is matrix. So, this subtraction is not possible, right. So, what we need to do? We need to convert this S into matrix. How? By multiplying it with identity matrix. Then it can easily subtract by the A matrix. Okay. And the order of this matrix would be same as A matrix to make the proper subtraction. So, here we are assuming if I take common x of s, so I will get here s of I minus A. Okay. So, here we need to remember the order of matrix should be same for difference. It is equal to b u of s. Okay. Then x of s can be written as s I minus A inverse b u of s. Now, we need to take the Laplace transform of equation number 2, that is our output equation. So, this output equation is here y of s c of x s plus d of s s, because there is no derivative expression. So, we can directly write this expression, or if we solve it, if we evaluate the value of x s from the above expression. So, this will be the output expression, right. So, c multiplied by s I minus A inverse b u of s plus d u of s. Okay. Then if I further solve it, okay, if I take common u of s, so y is equal to given by this expression, right. So, this is the expression till now that we derived. Now, if I take the common UFS and take in the LHS, so Ys over Us will make here the transfer function, and this expression C multiplied by Si minus A inverse multiplied by B plus D, that will if you multiply, it will convert your state space model into transfer function, right. So, what is the importance of this expression? It means with the help of this relation, I can convert my state space model into transfer function model, right. So, here this is the model conversion, right, because transfer function and state space in this case both are representing the same state or same control system or same system, right. So, they are not giving you any difference of different system, it is only the different way of representation, right. The one system I am representing using the state vector, second we are representing the same system by transfer function. So, here I am taking example, here system is given A equal to this, B equal to this and C equal to this. Okay. This is the state space is given. Now, I need to obtain the transfer function from this given state system. So, I have to use this expression. So, in most of the case my D expression is equal to 0, okay, because it is a coupling matrix or transmission matrix or feed forward matrix. So, whenever it is present, then we will specify. If it is not given, so we can assume here D matrix is 0. So, in that case the remaining expression is here C Si minus A inverse B. It means I need to calculate first Si minus A. So, I will make Si minus A. Here the order of A matrix is 2 cross 2. So, I matrix we have to assume automatically 2 cross 2, right. Now, solve this expression, we will get this matrix. Now, we need to calculate mod of this, so that we can calculate the inverse of this matrix. So, mod of it is given by this. Okay. If this is not equal to 0, it means we can continue our this solution. Okay. So, here we can say inverse will exist. So, Si minus A inverse would be given by adjoint and divide by mod of this matrix. If I solve it, so what I will get basically S plus 3 minus 1 0 S plus 3 divided by this. Okay. So, basically if you need to calculate the inverse, we need to interchange this element, you can say diagonal element, and we need to invert the sign of the opposite diagonal element, right. So, basically this will come, right, and when you solve it, you will get Si minus A inverse matrix like this. Now, we need to multiply with B and C matrix. So, whenever we are converting this, to step 1 is here, you have to multiply first by B matrix. Okay. So, first you need to multiply with the B matrix, it will easy the calculation if you do not follow this, and step 2, after multiply with B, then you have to multiply with the C matrix, then your calculation would be easy. So, here Si minus A inverse is available with me. So, I have to multiply here with B and I have to multiply with the C, so that I can obtain this expression. Okay. So, here my C matrix is 1 1, this is C, this is B. So, first I will multiply with B, I will get this expression, this is my C matrix. Now, I will multiply with C, I will get this expression. After solving, this is my transfer function for this state space model. So, this is a basic step that we need to follow to convert a state space model into transfer function model. Okay. Now, we will see here the solution of state equation, right. So, the state equation is given by this x dot t equal to A x t plus b u t, right, and this equation can be categorized into two category. One is the homogeneous state equation, second is a non-homogeneous state equation. In the homogeneous state equation, we are assuming that our input is absent, only initial conditions are present, right. So, in this case of homogeneous equation, we will assume here x t is equal to 0, okay. And when we come for the non-homogeneous equation, then we will assume the presence of input x t. Okay. So, basically here we are assuming that we are having a control system and we are applying a certain input, it is having certain initial condition, and then we would like to know what would be the state or what would be the solution of a state space model. Okay. So, here in absence of input, if I am considering, in that case initial condition will act as input. So, initial condition will act as input to the control system. Okay. And whenever input is present x t, then initial condition and current input both will act as input for non homogeneous case. Okay. So, now we will see next solution. So, here I am assuming that homogeneous case where my input is 0. So, my state equation will remain here x dot t equal to a x t plus 0 input. Okay. So, you can see here I am assuming that u t is equal to 0. So, the remaining equation would be like this for homogeneous case. Okay. Now, we need to take a Laplace transform as equation. So, we will get s of x s minus x 0. Okay. So, here I am assuming the initial value is present here, okay, and this will gives you a of x s. This is the this is coming by property of Laplace transform. So, whenever we are doing calculation with transfer function, so we are assuming that initial condition is 0. So, in that case the derivative part directly replaced by s, but here what we are using the initial condition. So, that is why x 0 part will come if we take the Laplace inverse of x dot s, that is dx over dt is here. If I take a Laplace inverse, so I will get this expression. Okay. Again I need to take x of s variable here, x 0 variable here, simple mathematics. Again same here, x of s is common and I am taking s I minus a here, okay, and then x of s can be written as s I minus a inverse x 0, okay. And to simplify this expression, I am assuming x of s equal to phi of s multiplied by x 0, where x 0 is the initial condition. So, phi of s is evaluating as this expression. Okay. So, s I inverse a, if I expand this expression, then it will gives me this expression 1 over s I minus a over s inverse, and this would be the expansion of this series. Then phi s would be given by, you can say s I is here. So, this would be the expression because A is your matrix. So, my first element is here identity matrix. So, this is here identity matrix instead of 1. Okay. So, here if I take the Laplace inverse of above series, I will get this expression, and if I want to solve it, so this will gives me a exponential function, that is exponential of e of a t. Okay. So, if I take the Laplace inverse, so I will get this expression phi t, and this is given as e of a t x 0. So, this expression is known as solution of the state equation for 0 input, and we can say it is Z I R, it is 0 input response. Okay. In the same way, you can say this phi t basically given by this expression, and this will give us a new term which is known as state transition matrix. Okay. So, basically phi t will tells you transit from state x 0 to x t. It means how state is varying from initial state x 0 to final state x t. It would be explained by this term or this term phi t, which is equivalent to exponential of e of a t. So, phi t, that is why it is called state transition matrix, which will tells you how state is varying for different instant of time. Okay. This is about the state transition matrix. So, now we will see definition. So, here STM state transition matrix is defined as transition of a state from initial time t equal to 0 to any time t or final time t f when the inputs are 0, right. So, in this case we are assuming our current input is 0, but my state is varying from time t equal to 0 to t equal to t f, right, where we are providing a finite input equal to 0. So, here we are assuming that input is what? Initial conditions. For example, if I am using an inductor or capacitor, and if I assume that their initial condition, it means if capacitor store previously any initial value, if inductor is here in the circuit if it is storing any previous value, then we can assume that the initial value present in the system, and that will drive the system, that input will change the state of the system, and this transition of change of the system is explained by the state transition matrix. Okay. So, here input is our initial condition, right. So, it is the response due to the initial vector x 0. Okay. It depends on the initial state vector, not on the input. So, it is called 0 input response, since input is 0. In short, we are saying it is as ZIR. Okay. So, it is also called free response, because we are not providing any input, it is our system is driven by only initial conditions. Okay. So, now we will see here the basic properties of state transition matrix. Okay. It should be a matrix here, basically state transition matrix. Okay. So, here the state transition matrix, the various properties are here. If I put phi 0, if I put t equal to 0 in phi t expression. So, if you remember, phi t is given by exponential of e of a t for a capital A of a t x 0. If I put here t equal to 0, that is the initial state, then my phi of 0 basically will gives me what? RNT matrix I. This is my first property. In the same way, if I take the derivative of this phi dash t, this will gives me a exponential of e of a t x 0, right. If I calculate this thing at time t equal to 0, this will gives me the A matrix. This is again one important property. Whenever we have to obtain the A matrix from the state vector, if I am having this phi t state transition matrix, then I will take the derivative of it, then I will obtain the state matrix A. Okay. So, these are the two important properties, they will help us in solving the numericals. If we see the other property, phi inverse t would be given by this expression phi of minus t. So, here this is the proof. If you multiply both side exponential of minus e of a t, then you will get this type of expression, okay, where e of a t and e of minus a t will cancel out, this will gives you I, and if you further solve this step, you will get the proof of this property. Okay. So, the proof is not too important. So, we will see the basic expression here. The same way we will see the third property, that phi t minus t 2 phi t 1 minus t naught is equal to phi t 2 minus t naught. What it means? Suppose I define my state vector at x equal to at time t equal to t naught here, okay, and here I define the state vector at time t equal to t 1, and here I define it for time t equal to t 2. So, at different instant I had defined my state space model, right. So, if I am knowing the transition between state t naught and t 1, so I can write here phi t naught minus t 1. In the same way, if I know this, the transition between x t 1 and x t 2, it means how my state varying from t 1 state to t 2 state. So, it will be explained by the state transition matrix, that is t 1 minus t 2. If I combine this state equivalently, then this will gives me basically phi t 2 minus t naught. Okay. So, this is the property of state transition matrix. It means, if I combine the STM of two different state equivalently, it will gives you the difference of state at t naught and state at time t equal to t 2, right. So, this is the again a very good property of state transition matrix. Okay. So, here you can apply this thing, you can convert this in exponential form, and after solving you will get this expression. Now, if fourth property phi t of m equal to phi of m t, if you multiply m number of exponential of e of a t, this will gives you exponential of e m of a t. If you solve it phi m of t, this will come automatically. So, this is the fourth property for state transition matrix. Okay. Now, we will see the solution of non-homogeneous equation. So, till now whatever we had seen, in this case we had seen that we are assuming that initial condition as an input and it is driving the system and state is varying. But in case of non-homogeneous case, we are assuming that our input is present and this current input changes the state of the system. Okay. So, again I will assume my state equation. Here this is finite, I will not make equal to 0 because this is finite here. So, here same I will take the Laplace inverse of it, this will come, this step is very similar that we had seen now, this will come. Okay. Then S I minus A x s, this will come, S x is equal to S I minus A inverse x of 0 plus S I minus A inverse B u of s. Okay. And if you take the Laplace inverse of it, then this will gives you the previous equation that we had seen. So, x t basically give us the solution, that is why we are taking here the Laplace inverse of it. Okay. So, here I need to calculate Laplace inverse of this expression plus Laplace inverse of this expression, right. Then we will obtain our expression in time domain. This will give us the first expression, exponential of e of a t x 0 we had seen previously, and this will give us the force response and solution of non homogeneous state equation. Okay. So, this first expression will give us z I r 0 input response, and this expression will give us z s r 0 state response. This is 0 state response. Okay. And we are also saying this response phi s b dot u s also a force response, because input is present here and this input is forcing the system to get certain output. So, that is why we are saying this expression will give us the force response, right. So, now we will see here certain example of state transition matrix, okay, how it is, how we can calculate the STM from state space model. So, in this example state space model is given. Okay. Here this is the matrix A and this is the matrix B, input matrix, right. So, we need to obtain the STM state transition matrix, that is phi t. Okay. So, how we can convert it or how we can obtain it, you can see in the wave expression that it can be obtained by Laplace inverse of S I minus A multiplied by x 0. Okay. So, I need to calculate here S I minus A, right. So, first my aim is to obtain is Laplace inverse of S I minus A, then x 0 would be multiplied, that is initial value. So, if I assume it 1, so this will be my aim to solve the Laplace inverse of S I minus A. So, A matrix given, I need to calculate S I minus A, it would be given by S 1 0 0 1 minus of A matrix 1 0 1 1, okay. And I can say this is S minus 1 0 and this is 0 and this would be S minus 1, right. This is coming after multiplication. So, this is S I minus A. Now, I need to take its Laplace inverse, right. So, basically what I will get, sorry, inverse of this matrix, not Laplace inverse, I had to take the inverse of this matrix, its inverse is required here. So, for inverse calculation I need to calculate its mod. So, mod value would be S minus 1 whole square, okay, multiplied by, so I will interchange this diagonal element only. So, S minus 1, this would be 0 0 S minus 1. So, this will be the inverse of this matrix by calculation of adjoint and determinant. If I further solve it, this will gives me, if I multiply this 1 over S minus 1 whole square factor with the inner matrix. So, I will get here this type of expression, and if I further solve it, this will give us exponential of E of t 0 0 exponential of E of t matrix. So, basically this is your phi t matrix, this is given by exponential of E of a t multiplied by x of 0. So, I am assuming x of 0 is 1. So, this expression is my state transition matrix for this given state space model. Okay. So, this is the numerical which will convert our state space model into STM. Thank you. So, the remaining numerical on STM we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you for today.